Me hit it heavy, I zoom on the pride of my people already. Tell my shit Ellie, me I'm just sharing my journey. I'm thankful that people they hear me. Tribe of Joseph, I'm ahead of the bunch. P5, I was starving for months. A running cutscene, but on my pockets, me need my DNA. Baby for lunch, but we call me a star before BBC. Don't take a lot to get rid of me. Me and them don't get the same. Me and them don't get the same. Boy, that they gonna know who the name is. They say I move like I'm nameless. Cause I only cover the money bags and I don't really wanna be famous, man. You know what's up? You know what's up? You pretend, you don't lie, you don't be gang. You know what's up?
22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And off we go on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. Here's Gibson to start the drive. Good footwork at the 30. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 7.
On second down, here's Gibson again. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line.
They'll run with Gibson. And Gibson looking for some kind of opening, but he has none. They rally up to stop him short of the marker. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it. And some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, and Zach Wilson.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that 1 interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
That's complete to White.
Wilson's pass complete to number 87.
From the 29, Wilson. That's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. The Bucs at 9-7 now on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Wilson. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just threw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is, you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. They'll go again with Gibson. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And complete to Drake London. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 16. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Here we go now on 1st and goal.
Back to throw.
Whitlock. That ball is caught. It's London for the Atlanta touchdown.
A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Falcons take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Taking it about the 1. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive.
They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. And this is caught by Watkins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
To throw again is Wilson. Again, that's Watkins. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Fournette running out of the gun, and he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down. From the 38, Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And this one is incomplete. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Here comes Antonio Gibson as he's set for another drive.
A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Looking to throw. Whitlock, flush to his right.
Got a man, it's London.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. 3rd and 7 now. Operating from the gun, Whitlock. He's going to sling this deep downfield, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. On the return, it's White. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
And the stakes in this game certainly high as we get toward the end of the regular season. For now, they are holding a wild card spot, but there are no shortage of other teams in the NFC looking to take that spot from them.
Starting with the guys on the other side of the field because they're on the outside looking in, and no one likes to be in that position. You want to be in the room, not looking inside to see everyone else having fun.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
He'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Play action. It's Wilson. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. After the sack on first down, Wilson over the middle. He finds Godwin complete.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, he finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. Fournette, a 1st down carry. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Zach Wilson, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Buccaneers have taken the lead. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was Zach Wilson who took it in himself on the touchdown run to cap it off. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Atlanta regains possession of the football. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
48 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. Gibson again. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Dancing, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Logan Hall in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. throwing now. Wilson on first down. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Throwing again on second down. Wilson. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. The offense on third down, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll swing this out to Fournette. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. To throw again on second down. Wilson, throw right side, taken in by Godwin. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. These two teams, they met in Tampa earlier in the year with the Bucs prevailing in that one. So a win here in Atlanta would give them the season sweep. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Up the gut, Fournette. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Watkins. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, they either are or will be Hall of Famers.
Now left side on the swing pass. Again, Wilson. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there. Saying not so fast to a good drive. It marched to the end zone the last time out.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Now Wilson. Flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. And this one is right through. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Here comes Antonio Gibson as he's set for another drive. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? To throw on second down, Whitlock. To the right and complete to Galladay. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it ends up falling incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, and now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room.
And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. And now they start in plus territory following that turnover as they'll try to get some points here before halftime.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, Whitlock. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
To throw again, Whitlock. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw. Whitlock. Eluding the pressure right. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Like any team plan, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away.
Koo knocks this one to the post.
And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. This will be fielded inside the 5.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Bucs ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told him, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, if people want to run the football, this is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson steps away to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Wilson. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. That is a tough way to start the 3rd quarter. You get the football open to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give him the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their mind. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he comes back with one complete. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Whitlock. Escape. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Joe Tryon drops him for a loss of 12. And it also brings up 4th down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense. So he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
4th down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that's going to tie us at 13. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Inside handoff down to Fournette. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 48 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And we tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit, but how about guys who are maulers? Because that's what you want in short yardage situations, and we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, and this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching the lineman, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
And defensively, they had an extra defensive back on the field, their nickel package, and it made a difference. All the receivers were blanketed, so he tried to run for it, but he came up just a bit short.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right?
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Levi Wallace with a pick. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD.
Well, this secondary just continues to be a force. Multiple interceptions in this game, and now the pick 6.
And the thing about it is once you get an interception as a unit, you think to yourself, okay, we got that. How do we increase it the next time? Get the interception, do a little more damage, and there's your outcome right there. Take it to the house and break down what they're trying to do offensively.
Now for the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Whitlock.
He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
And they'll bring him down right around the 13. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Credit the tackle to John Franklin Myers.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
They'll run it again with Fournette. call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Throwing to start the drive. Whitlock flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a 1st down.
Well, I think we've got evidence right now that this team's not going to be daunted at all. Just because they're backed up doesn't mean they're not going to continue to throw the football. They threw an incompletion on 1st down, but they came right back on 2nd down and threw it again. And this time they hit it for not just good yardage, but a 1st down.
They run the toss now with Gibson.
And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing. But he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now. Making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield, and spilling everything.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit almost 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Whitlock.
This one left side caught by Gibson.
2nd and 6. And this is going to be incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw again.
And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had 1 pick. Could have been his 2nd, but instead it's 4th down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now it's Wilson. And this is caught. That's Watkins. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
A handoff to Fournette.
They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's a give to Fournette. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
65 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. A shotgun give to Fournette. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
On first down, Wilson. He's got White here.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. Trucks over him.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. This is complete to Watkins on the slant.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson.
A quick pass here to Godwin.
Touchdown!
Chris Godwin.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Buccaneers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
The point after is good. And the lead now up to 14. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
Taken in at the 3.
And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot. Not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen in this one.
You're exactly right. They've taken him out of the game. That was just his first catch. Big reason they're losing right now. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
It's the pickup for 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
The Falcons on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. Whitlock airing it out, looking for Ridley. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. Now the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now here's the call. On 1st and 10, Whitlock. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
He completes it to Ridley. Touchdown, Falcons! Calvin Ridley, 27 yards. And the Falcons have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll try and run some clock with Fournette. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, 1st down. 14 yards that time for number 14. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw as this play will stand as is. Now Leonard Fournette. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Fournette. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Now Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. So all eyes on the Falcons. Down by 7. A little over a minute and a half remaining. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Gets this to Gibson. And some room to work. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. And he did exactly what they needed him to do, Charles. Got out of bounds. They have no timeouts.
And they knew that before the play even began. Still executed it. How many times have we seen it happen where you know it, yet a guy still looking for a timeout or trying to stay in bounds? He got it done.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. He's back to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. So now let's look at this situation with no timeouts remaining. The offense should be able to just run the clock out.
I know that's what it says on my time management chart up here. And I know a lot of teams are hiring a time management coach who's going to sit in the box, talk to the head coach. And in this situation, if you do anything but take a knee in victory formation, then you're not playing the game right. This game should be over. Take the knee, hold on to the ball.
By the way, so impressive that you do have a time management chart up here.
Listen, you know I can't count. So I need it a big way. We can't hire anyone to help us out. So hopefully I'm reading it correctly.
So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future they've got work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for the Buccaneers, they get that important 10th win to finish the regular season at 10-7. And that is maybe not exactly what